Hi friend, David here from Learn Stage Lighting, and this month I'm super pumped because we're talking visualizers. That's right, because I'm making these videos in the midst of 2020, right? We're near the end of 2020, and more often than ever before, things are being canceled, things are not happening. Now, at this point of the year, things, are showing a little more hope than they were before, but the truth is this. Never before have we had more time to think about the next show we're going to light, the next show or service, because often it's been pretty far ahead. And that's why this month I want to talk about visualizers. That is 3D modeling to be able to get ready for a show. And so in this video, I want to talk you through some of the reasons why a visualizer is right for you, and some of the reasons why it is not right for you. Because there's really two sides of the coin. Alright? And I get questions. It's really one of the top questions I get actually on YouTube is in the comments people go, what are you using? How are you making that 3D stage? And it's in the description of all the videos. But regardless, I'm using a visualizer. And as we move forward, like in the past couple years I would say, I've seen more and more interesting new developments in visualizers than I had in the previous number of years. Okay? And that's why throughout this month we're going to look at a few different visualizers. We're going to compare and contrast them and help you find which one's right for you, if a visualizer is right at all for you. So, visualizing lighting. 3D visualizers are cool and they're really fun. And they're a really great tool for a couple of really primary reasons, okay? Number one is conceptual. It is getting in the computer and moving things around a space, trusses and lights and scenic pieces, to be able to determine if what you're thinking in your head makes a cool design before you go put in the labor to carry it out. Depending on the size of the space you work in, that could be a lot of work saved or just a little, right? By being able to make it in 3D, you're also able to then share those pictures with anyone you may be working with to carry out that plan. So it makes a lot of sense in that case. Another reason is if you're selling to clients, then you can use the same idea, modeling what their show or service may look like, and now you can show it to them visually. Now, what you're presenting on paper isn't just a quote and some ideas and pictures of similar things. It's their space. The second reason why people generally use visualizers is to pre-program live lighting. Okay? So this is where you're literally connected to your lighting console through the visualizer. They're connected together, and they connect just like you connect to lights. And then you're programming on your console, on your lighting software, whatever, and able to see that in the visualizer and know, this is the key, that it's going to be as accurate as possible to the real thing that you walk into. Okay? More on that throughout the month. And so these are the reasons why it often makes sense to get going with a visualizer. Now, who is a visualizer not for? Because that's a big part of what I do here is talk people out of things, right? I would say if the cost of visualizing for you or whoever you work for is a significant portion of what you spend on lighting overall, then it probably doesn't make sense to buy a visualizer when buying a couple more lights would give you a much better impact. Also, a visualizer is not for you if you don't have the time to put in front of the visualizer, or you have access to the space that you're going to be in all the time for pre-programming, okay? This is one like for a lot of churches. I talk to people, they say, oh, I'm interested in getting a visualizer, and that's great, and they have their stuff set up all the time. And then we begin to talk about the cost. We say, okay, depending on how many universes you need, which visualizer you go with, it's going to cost this much, right? And then the person on the other end goes, oh, that's more than I thought. Never mind, I can just drive to the space and work in it for real. Well, if that's the case, then a visualizer probably doesn't make much sense either. More and more, though, I'm seeing that visualizers are coming down in price. The amount of computer that you have to buy to be able to run them is getting less and less expensive. And so for more and more people, using 3D visualization can be an excellent tool. And I would argue an essential part of getting ready for a lot of shows, whether you're running your own company, working for a production company, working for a church, or anyone like that. So, should you buy a visualizer? That's the question. And throughout the rest of this month, we're going to look at some different visualizers. We're going to look at how much they cost and show you some behind the scenes of how to make things within a visualizer. In fact, you'll find it's quite interesting. Between different visualizers, it's actually a very different process. If you like this video and you're new to lighting, then you'll want to go ahead and check out learnstagelighting.com. In fact, I've got a free guide waiting for you that deals with your type of lighting. It's going to tell you how to get started with your specific type of lighting, and you can grab it over at learnstagelighting.com. Be sure to subscribe here, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks.